What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you the Dark Magician deck that I played at Regionals yesterday, and now obviously this is updated and different from the previous build you've seen, and I went X2. So it actually did really well for me at the Regionals. I played Red Eyes, ABC, 3 Metal Foes, a Blue Eyes, and what was the other deck? Can't remember what the last deck was, but I lost to Metaphos, who the person ended up finishing third, and an ABC deck, which I scrubbed out. I didn't play. I messed that game up big time. But anyway, I won the other games, and the deck did really well for me. Now, as we go through a deck, you'll see, and I'll explain some of my choices. It's a 43 card deck, but bear with me when we get through it. So what we'll do, we'll crack straight into it, and then I can start going through some of the questions that you guys might have. So, standard. Triple DM, triple Dark Illusion, triple Rod. This is where it gets a bit odd. Now, double Reaper didn't have the impact I wanted. I always saw myself siding this out rather than in. I mained it because I expected to face quite a lot of ABCs, and when we get to my extra deck, you'll see the targets that I've got for it. But yeah, I was expecting to face quite a lot of ABCs. Didn't face that many, but this guy was it was coming out more times than many. 1 Kaiko the Ghost Destroyer, and 1 Fairy Tale with Snow. Now, Fairy Tale Snow is obviously a new one. I've cut the Chocolate Girls out, and the Fairy Tale Snow is basically, it's there because the build that I'm playing, my stuff goes to the graveyard quite often, so it's quite nice to have Fairy Tale Snow there. Also, the fact it's a spellcaster, it still works. The Book of Moon effect is nice as well. But then with Dark Magicians, I have found sometimes that I can do 75 damage, but then Snow could come out and finish it off for me. Didn't see her enough today to really give her a full test out, but it did do okay. Next up is Triple Dark Magical Circle, standard on that one. Zoom in so you guys can see it a bit more clearly. Triple Circle, pretty standard on that one. And then the next up is Double Demise. Now, I did have this at triple, and when we get to the next, actually, let's go to the next one now. I took out the 3rd Demise for 1 Allure. Now, from what I learnt today, the format is first turn, back row, hand traps. The Demise doesn't help you with your hand traps. However, I play such a heavy spell and trap build that the Demise build was really good to get into what I needed. The reason I took 1 out for an Allure is because all of my side deck cards, which I'll go through the side deck as well, are all Dark Allure targets. So I was like, if I take out if I take out the Demises, because the Demises were the first sides as well. So Demise would you go, right, okay, cool, they're straight out for a side out. I would then not have any draw power. So it would basically be those 2 out for 2 maxis, and then I've got an Allure as well. Now, I didn't see the Demise as much. The Allure done me a game, even at 1. It helped me win the game. And the card Demise helped me win a couple of games as well. Next up is Double Secret Village, 1 Terraforming. Now this worked okay. There's quite a lot of Magic Spectre engines, but this did really help in my wins against Metal Foes, because I would activate this, have a Dark Rod on board so it's active, and then during the standby phase I would activate Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now annoyingly, out of my 3 Metal Foes matches, every single time, so the Metal Foes that I lost, I activated Anti-Spell in the standby phase, he MST'd it. My second game he Twin Twisted it, and my 3rd game he Cosmic Cycloned it. Luckily in the third matchup, I had a 2nd Anti-Spell ready to go. And then in the 2nd matchup, it didn't lose me the game. But with Secret Village, they can't do that, so it protects your Anti-Spells as well. Next up, Double Illusion Magic, because obviously you're dumping everything to Grave. So you really want your Illusion Magics to be able to be set to go off next turn, and then hopefully have your Eternal Souls or Navigation set and ready to go. Next up, 1 Pot Duality. I did have 2. I took the 2nd one out for a Reaper because I wanted to main 2 Reapers. MST for back row. Dark Magic Attack. This did quite a lot of work today, actually. I was really happy with that. 1 Regeki. And then thanks to Joel from Tier 0. I'd just say thank you, because I wasn't, again, this was one literally the last minute, just before I handed my deck list in and filled in the last card. I chucked in Inheritance. And I think in my first game, it helped me out massively, because I just went Inheritance straight into the circle because I had enough to go. That's also where the Demises come as well, because the Demises are always there they're the first target to get banished, and then whatever you send to the graveyard banished as well. I am going to be working on a more draw-based build as well, where I could probably bump Inheritance up to 2. And then the final one, I mained a Book of Eclipse. Now, I took out a Quaking Mirror Force for a Book of Eclipse, and I'm not going to lie, I started with this, and I was like, I really hate this card. Why this card? Why? And throughout all of my 7 rounds, all 6 rounds, I was like, why? And then it came up to the 7th round, and it was Magispector, Metalfoes, and Eclipse won me the game. So I sided in a second Eclipse, because obviously the Metalfoes, Magispector engine he had, he normal summoned a Gofu, and got into an Ignister, and before he could activate Ignister's effect to spin back my anti-spell, I activated Eclipse, and he got the 1 draw off of the 2 draws off the Ignister and Gofu, and then I got to beat in to clear the Ignister off before it could use its effect. So the 1 Eclipse was nice. I'm still not 100% sure if it's good for set. I mean, like you said, some of these cards, right, I've literally just got, I kind of panic put in. Right at the last minute, I was like, I haven't got enough base in my side's full, what can I do? I can add them to a main. Right, okay, what can I take out of my main that I'm not going to put in my side? And Eclipse, Reapers and stuff like that were the first things to go in. So it did okay. I'm definitely going to look to drop the size of the deck back down. Next up to the traps. Double Eternal Soul, because I played Double Eternal Soul and 1 Call of the Haunted. Now, the reason I play the Call of the Haunted is because, obviously, with Demise, everything's going to the grave anyway. And then there's a really nice combo with Call of the Haunted. If you've got a Black Illusion and a Dark Magician in grave, you Call of the Haunted back the Dark Illusion, you then activate Circle on board to banish a card, you then get to bring back the Dark Magician you've already got rid of. The Eternal Soul, luckily I didn't see it get blown up as much today, which is quite nice. But I did have someone Castell it. Now, just for those Dark Magician players out there, this card will only blow up the field when it gets banished or hits the graveyard. If it goes back to deck, it can't activate in deck. So if someone Castells your Eternal Soul, it won't blow up your field. And that did really well for me. Next up, Double Navigation. Because again, with the Demise, you don't really have a hand all the time. So you want these set. That's where your Illusion Magic comes in. And then off you go. Double Barrier. Again, it's putting quite a bit of work today. Really good card, staple. Double Strike, because obviously Demise, you're hunting your back row. Warning, Quaking. We'll do Vanities first, and then Starlight Road. Starlight Road won my first game. I had Starlight Road and 2 strikes set. He twin twisted the strikes. I was just about to go, okay, and then I looked and I was like, oh, okay, activate Starlight Road, got Stardust on board, and it won me the game, basically. So yeah, that's it for the deck, 43 card deck. Like I said, it is a bit mishmatched. You can say, actually, there's cards in there you would probably side out and stuff like that. It's perfectly fine. It was just for a bit of fun. At the start of the regionals, I was okay with it, and then it just carried on picking up pace, and as I got more and more used to it, so it actually did put in quite a lot of work for me. And I was happy with it. I'm probably not going to stick with it, because it wasn't the nicest of builds to play. It wasn't as fun either, but it worked. I enjoyed it. It won't be the exact build, but I'll definitely try working stuff around the build. Next up, let's go into the extra deck. So we'll start off with 2 Ebon Illusion, best extra deck card for Dark Magicians. Big Eye, Red Eyes Flare, Ebon High, Utopia. Now this is an easy target for Reaper straight away. Abyss Dweller, another target for Reaper. Castell, another target for Reaper. Breaksword, another target for Reaper. Even though you can still make these as well if you absolutely have to. Like, you can't make these as easily because obviously your only targets are Fairy Tail Snow and Kaiku. But they're targets and you can make them if you need to. And then on to the Reaper targets. Totally Awesome, standard. ABC Bus Dragon, standard. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, standard. And then right at the last minute again, I put in a Metaphors Mithrilium. Purely because there was loads of Metaphors around. It's kind of hard to Reaper a Metaphors because they just have so many options. I just thought I don't want people spinning my stuff back, so this was a nice target. You can easily take it out for another target if you want. I was, like I said, when I was going against Metaphors, I was siding out the Reapers anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then last up, the 1 Stardust for the Starlight Road. Now on to the extra deck. So, extra deck, we have the second Book of Eclipse. So I did this in a couple of times. And it did okay. Nothing major, but it was okay. Double anti-spell. Now, I was going to have this at 3, and again at the last minute I dropped one out to fit in just some other stuff. When we see the rest of the extra deck, you'll know. Oh no, I took out the 3rd to put in an Ally of Justice, which I'm really glad I did, because an Ally of Justice, even at 1, won me a game. So the 2 anti-spells, I saw this more than enough at 2. Like I said, every game 2 I went up against Metaphors, I opened up with at least one of these. It just sucked that 3 times they popped it, and when on the 3rd game I had 2 ready to go anyway. So yeah. Next up, 2 Raiden Kaiju. And obviously this guy is a target for your 7 swords and your Allure, so he's a good Kaiju. He's probably the best Kaiju for you to have in the deck. Didn't use him much today. I didn't face any Toads, so I didn't really get a chance to test him where he needed to be. Double Chaos Hunter. Didn't see it, so started in against the ABC match, but just didn't see it. Double Flying Sea. Burning PK, there was none there that I saw. No, there was some that were there, I just never faced any. And then you could Flying Sea and ABC if they're XYZ based as well, but yeah, didn't really see a lot. Again, system down, didn't see it a lot. My main cards that I was siding in was Maxis as well, just for the draw power. I don't think I even resolved it once. My side, the biggest effect of my side was probably the Ally of Justice, because I played it against Blue Eyes, had a Rod on board, then Ally of Justice, then Kaiku, and they were kind of stuffed. And then the last one, Eradicator, Epidemic Virus. Now the way I see it is when I side in Eradicator, you kind of want to do it when you're siding in your Chaos Hunters, because then you go from 3 targets to 5 targets. And I mean, even your Raiden, if you Kaiju your Raiden, especially someone Raiden out, it works quite well. But I didn't see it today, so it's just a little fun thing to try with. What I do want to ask you guys is, obviously, so this is a question we were saying. Would you prefer a side deck that has multiple 2s? So what's this? 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3 in Chaos Hunter. 4, 5, 6. With the possibility of 7. Let's say 7. So 7 options of cards at 2. Or would you rather have 5 options of side cards at 3? This is general personal preference question to you guys out there, just to let us know what you think, what your personal preference is. But yeah, that's it. That's my regional Dark Magician deck profile. My first proper regional where I've actually had a chance to fully get involved and play. But yeah, it went well. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I ended up getting the same X2, the exact same as people that got position 7 and 8. So it was basically just my tiebreakers that kept me out of the top cut. But it still did really well for me, and I think for a deck that I've been testing and I kind of messed around with it last minute, I was happy with. Did well. I'll probably tweak with it a little bit more. Obviously 43 card deck is a little bit too much. Let us know your suggestions in the comments below. I'm definitely going to, like I said, I'm going to work on a more draw based build, probably 3 Allures, 3 Swords of 7, and just see how fast I can go through the deck and if that works better or not. I just don't like the Banish, but then obviously I can put in stuff like Return from Dark Dimension. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and as always guys, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.